Alright guys, welcome back here to the King Ellie show. What the heck? It's been a whole year since I did a video, guys. But spontaneous video as WrestleMania is Saturday and Sunday. I decided I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a preview and predictions video. Get back into the YouTube thing. I was going to plan to do this tomorrow and Friday. As you can see, a brother needs a haircut. I was going to plan to do this Friday after I got my haircut, but I'm like, let's go ahead and knock this out today. There ain't nothing else to do right now. A little bit bored. We're gonna get into the preview and predictions for WrestleMania. Give you guys my overall thoughts, how the company's been going. It's been a year. I think my last video was the Elimination Chamber 2021. That was the last video I did for you guys. But let's go ahead and knock this out. Give you guys my thoughts on WrestleMania and some other stuff, AEW stuff, news too. So catch you guys back here in a second. Alright guys, welcome back. Let's get into this. So, overall thoughts of leading to WrestleMania as, again, like most of you guys, probably just watching for certain segments, which has probably only been Roman Reigns. But no, seriously guys, overall thoughts with this build up, again, it is, in my opinion, you got too many part-timers, in my opinion, and celebrities. But again, as you guys, Vince McMahon wanted to cut a whole bunch of superstars, not re-sign a whole bunch of superstars. We had Adam Cole, Gargano, who else left? Keith Lee, Karrion Kross, a bunch of people that you could have used probably for WrestleMania and bigger spotlights where you wouldn't have to go and get a Johnny Knoxville or a Logan Paul, or who else did they got? Now, today with today's news, Shane McMahon coming back too, which after he was just fired at the Rumble, but Shane's coming back. He's going to probably do something at WrestleMania. Yeah, this to me, in my opinion, there's too many part-timers and too many celebrities, which again, the only part-timer I guess on the card is Brock Lesnar. But even with that, you didn't really need to use Brock Lesnar for WrestleMania. I'll give you guys my booking about how you didn't need to use, put it away, you didn't need to put Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns. He could have been doing something else. You could have had Roman Reigns against an opponent, which I'll give you guys in a second. But the build up to the show, I mean, Stone Cold, he had to bring Stone Cold back. Even though, if you guys look on SeatGeek, tickets, there's still plenty of tickets for WrestleMania for both nights, which even, I think the lowest ticket I just looked up there was like starting at $30. You can start at $30. It's just not that much interest as it used to be back in the day. Which, back in the day, WrestleMania would sell out like the first 10 minutes. The whole arena would be sold out. But it's just not, again, like I said. After I got done watching, I did not upload WrestleMania for you guys on my channel. As you guys know, I went to WrestleMania last year in Tampa. I didn't upload the videos. I don't know why I didn't. Another story. But they asked me after I went. WWE gave me a survey. I'm like, your lack of star power is going to kill you going in the future. Which is the same thing with AEW. Star power, you need mega stars. Which, again, is hard today in society to make mega stars. Roman Reigns is starting to become a mega star. But you still need mega stars to help even get any interest. That's why next year, what's the main event probably going to be next year will be The Rock and Roman. You're trying to sell out the arena. You need mega stars. There's only a Rock. That's why Stone Cold's back. Trying to help sell the tickets, which they moved some tickets, but it's just overall interest level of WWE is not where it used to be in the past. It's not where it used to be. So overall, the build, in my opinion, with you guys, what you looking at the matches, we'll get into the predictions. There's what besides Brock and Roman, Rhonda and Charlotte. I'll get to that too. That's just not the match that we wanted to see. Maybe next year we'll get Becky and Rhonda next year, but Rhonda and Becky, they ain't doing it. That's why that's not going to be the main event. We'll get into that too. That's why that's not going to be the main event. You got Becky Lynch and Bianca Belair. I mean, to say this was long-term booking, this wasn't long-term booking. Becky Lynch beat Bianca Belair in 20 seconds. You think this was long-term booking? Let's just be honest. Who else was going to face Becky Lynch at WrestleMania if you did not put Ronda Rousey? Who else is on the card? Who else is on the roster to face Becky Lynch that's even trying to make it a WrestleMania-worthy match? Sasha's in a tag team match, which we'll get to that too. How do you go from main eventing WrestleMania last year to being in a tag team match? Oh, they're booking of Sasha Banks, bro. Again, The Miz and Logan Paul. Why is Logan Paul here? trying to push ticket sales. Let's be honest with you guys, people. Logan Paul is not going to outshine Bad Bunny. Like, Bad Bunny was probably one of the best things of WrestleMania last year. And think Logan Paul is going to upstage that? Probably not. He probably won't. Then we got Seth against potential Cody Rhodes. We'll get into that prediction too, which this Shane McMahon news to me is just going to be a throw-off news. We'll get to that too. Drew McIntyre versus Happy Corbin. We'll get to that. Drew McIntyre go from facing Bobby Lashley to facing Happy Corbin. SmackDown tag titles. Again, they should have been unifying the tag team division because these matches for tag titles. We'll get to that too. Really, guys, you go down this card. I mean, besides Edge and AJ, Lesnar, Roman, and then you're probably going to have Cody versus Seth. Hopefully, we get that. That's 3 matches, guys. That's 3 matches that have decent bill that you're invested into. Everything else, Pat McAfee versus Austin Theory, I mean, I could care less, bro. Sami Zayn versus Johnny Knoxville, I could care less. Like, you only got 3 matches. And then they added Bobby Lashley and Omas. We'll get to this stuff, bro. But as you can see, I'm not sure I'm the only person where it's like, bro, you let a lot of people go. Whatever reason Vince McMahon used for letting an Adam Cole go, Johnny Gargano not wanting to re-sign with you cutting Karrion Kross, cutting Keith Lee, you cut Tony Storm, you cut Ember Moon. Like, you could have used some of these people. Like, you telling me, for example, guys, let's just fancy book this. Adam Cole couldn't be facing... we'll get to this Brock Lesnar news. I'll tell you guys, too, about him not even have to be in the main event. So let's go back up here in this card, people. Let's do some fantasy booking before we get to the predictions. So you telling me a potential Roman Reigns. Now, we know The Rock is going to be his opponent. Listen here. I don't know if The Rock's going to be his opponent because, again, The Rock is very iffy. I mean, he is busy. He is a busy Hollywood superstar. So, they want The Rock to face Roman Reigns next year. That's why this wasn't put on this year. Let's just go along with The Rock is going to be facing Roman Reigns next year. So, you're telling me Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. This is the 3rd time they main evented WrestleMania? I think, right, guys? This is the 3rd time. So, you're telling me... Let's just go ahead and put this out here. Roman Reigns could not be going... If you build up people properly, build them up properly. Have them win matches. Don't have them just lose for no reason. Because now you're in a situation where you're like, there's nobody on the Raw roster. There's nobody on the SmackDown roster. That's even in Roman Reigns' league. That's build-wise. Like, Randy Orton is not at the level that he used to be at. To be like, dang, would Randy Orton versus Roman Reigns be a main event? No, if you don't build people back up properly, you're in a situation where you're right now. Who's even on Roman Reigns' level? Nobody. Now, if you would have built up Karrion Kross properly, like him losing to Samoa Joe, losing the title, then he lost to Jeff Hardy. He lost to Jeff Hardy on Raw, right? That was his first match as the NXT champion, was he not? Yeah, he lost to Jeff Hardy, who's now in AEW. If you would have built up Karrion Kross properly, win after win after win, he could have been like this, like Asuka did. Asuka relinquished the NXT title, women's title, because she was injured, right, or something like that. Karrion Kross could went on a Rampage tour. Rampage. Relinquished the NXT title, then goes into Rumble. Wins the Royal Rumble match. You tell me a Karrion Kross built up properly versus Roman Reigns would not be interesting or pique your interest? Like, damn. And Scarlett's entrance alone would make him look out like, oh my god, this dude's, he's something. Or a Walter, for example. If you built up Walter, Gunther, whatever. If you built up Walter properly, could Walter not be a main event WrestleMania opponent for Roman Reigns properly? If you built up these people, but no, it's going to release. Now, people say, oh, Adam Cole versus Roman Reigns. Look at the height size. That does not. Bro, Brock Lesnar faced AJ Styles. He faced Daniel Bryan. Had great matches. Roman Reigns faced Daniel Bryan, AJ Styles. Both were great matches. Now, Adam Cole left because, again, they were going to change his gimmick and have him be what? I think it was Keith Lee's manager or some shit. I don't blame Adam Cole for leaving. If you're going to make me cut my hair bald and make me Keith Lee's manager, like, whoa. I wouldn't stay either. But it's going to come to a point where it's already happening right now. See with these ticket sales, where these part-time people are not going to help you sell out tickets. Like, hell, at this point, why not just have Stone Cold versus Roman Reigns as the main event for WrestleMania? Stone Cold versus Roman Reigns as the main event of WrestleMania. You should have. If you want to move tickets, hey, what the heck? No, but seriously, guys, I mean, with this card, it's just like, there's 3 matches I'm invested in. We know the outcome, literally, of all 3 of the big main event. Well, besides Edge and AJ, which I don't still know who I think's going to win, but it's just looking like this is really going to be a SmackDown show on Saturday, and then just a whole shit fest on Sunday. Look at these cards for both days. SmackDown Saturday is the more intriguing day. Okay, so let's go ahead and get to these preview predictions for you guys, which WrestleMania is starting at 8 o'clock. So hopefully we get in and out this show by 11:15, 11:20. I'll say 11:20 as they pushing it. But let's go ahead and get into this show. I'll give you guys my thoughts on who I think will be the main event, which it's already been confirmed that Stone Cold is the main event with Kevin Owens, which we'll get into that, and that's a smart decision because we know if you put Kevin Owens and Stone Cold in the middle of the show, then your main event's Charlotte Flair and Ronda Rousey, the crowd would probably have left. Like, we don't need to see this main event. It's going to be a bore fest. Let's go ahead and leave. So that's smart by Vince to put Stone Cold at the end because guess what? You're going to want to stick around and watch the rest of the show. But I think WrestleMania it's going to be a 3 hour, 3.5, 3 hours and 30 minutes maximum. I think no longer than 11:20. This should go no longer than 11:20, in my opinion. All right. So what I think is going to open up WrestleMania. Now, in my opinion, open up WrestleMania, which everybody's been talking about, Becky Lynch versus Bianca Belair will be the opening of WrestleMania. Which to me is kind of weird. You have both women's titles on the first night, which I was like, why is both women's main titles on Saturday? That's kind of, I was like, that's weird. But open up WrestleMania, Becky Lynch versus Bianca. I mean, I was thinking, in my opinion, if it's Cody Rhodes, why not open up this show with Seth Rollins versus Cody Rhodes? Get the crowd going, get the show with a hot start. In my opinion, I mean, Becky Lynch versus Bianca Belair, open up WrestleMania. I mean, it's kind of but Seth Rollins versus Cody Rhodes, open up WrestleMania. You're getting the show off to a fast start. You're getting the crowd hot. You're getting Twitter blowing up like, oh my god, it's actually Cody Rhodes. Let me go ahead and turn on WrestleMania. You know what I'm saying? Instead of being like, oh, it's Cody Rhodes. It's like 9:30. Oh, let me turn on WrestleMania. No, you want to get the crowd going immediately hot. Now, with this Shane McMahon news about him being at WrestleMania, I think he'll be on Sunday with the, which we'll get into that. I think the Austin Theory Pat McAfee match, I think Shane may get involved on that match because the report is that he's going to be at WrestleMania after being fired by his dad. But I think he'll get involved in that match. But I'll kick off this show with Seth Rollins versus Cody Rhodes. You get the crowd off to a hot start. I don't see no way where Seth Rollins beats Cody Rhodes, in my opinion. Please don't let this be a DQ finish. WWE's 50-50-50 booking. A DQ finish at WrestleMania. Oh my god. I think Cody Rhodes has to win. He should win. Now, I do kind of feel bad for Seth Rollins, though, bro. This dude was supposed to win the WWE title at day one. And then he ended up not winning the WWE Championship. Now he's like, what do you do with Seth Rollins after he loses to Cody Rhodes? I mean, that's the problem what you're going to end up having with one championship. Maybe throw Seth Rollins at Finn Balor, which, well, we'll see what happens on SmackDown on Friday. But so right now we have no IC title, no US title being defended at WrestleMania. Maybe throw Seth Rollins at Finn Balor. Why not have that? That would be a good feud. Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor for the US title. Take that. So I'm going with Cody Rhodes beating Seth Rollins, maybe a 15 to 17 minute match. Again, we don't want this show to go past 11:30. But I think Cody Rhodes beats Seth Rollins, which he has to win. And then what do you do with Cody Rhodes after that? It's too early to throw him at Roman Reigns. Maybe you throw Cody Rhodes towards who's a heel in this damn show? That's a problem right now. Who's a heel? Let's see. Who's on the rest of this dang card? Cody Rhodes. Maybe throw Cody Rhodes at a Kevin Owens, or you know what? Let's see. No, we can't do that with Edge because Edge would have too many losses already. I'm trying to think, guys. Damn. Yeah, see, this is the problem. This roster is very, very thin. Which I'm looking at, I'm like, damn, who's another heel? Maybe Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens. Maybe they get into a little feud until SummerSlam. Then maybe you do Edge and Cody Rhodes at SummerSlam. Again, you're trying to keep Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes away from each other until they have to face each other. So, I'm going to go with Cody Rhodes to beat Seth Rollins. And probably, again, 17, 18 minutes to me, that's enough. So after you have Cody Rhodes come out, get the big victory, you want to keep the crowd going, let's see, what else is on the stand card, people? Wow, there's really not that many matches. Alright, so I was going to say Drew McIntyre, but no, you want to keep Drew McIntyre for later on. Get that squash match out the way later on down the line at the show. Let's go ahead and go with the SmackDown Tag Team Championships, okay? Keep the crowd going. So we got the Usos, Jimmy and Jay versus Rick Boogs and Nakamura. Okay, this is just thrown together because you want to get the Usos on the show. I get that. But it's where it could have been a unification tag team match. Usos versus RKO, bro. But they didn't want to do that. Is what it is, Vince. Usos winning here. I don't see no way where you take the belts off the Usos. Keep the gimmick going with Roman Reigns. You have all the gold. You're the bloodline. Keep it going. Usos beat Nakamura and Boogs. Maybe what? I gave them 10 minutes? So probably 10 minutes. So we got the tag team match out the way. We got Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes out the way. Alright, let's go ahead. Let's see. Well, I'm trying to keep this show paced-wise good. Let's go ahead and throw Bianca Belair and Becky Lynch up next. Alright. People talking about this is long-term booking. Like I was telling you guys in the opener. You have nobody else for Becky Lynch to face. You have Rhea tied up. You got Liv Morgan tied up. Is Shayna Baszler even on? What brand is that? Whatever. I don't even know what brand she's on. Again, you got Rhea tied up. You got Liv Morgan tied up, which are the two other main people on the Raw Women's division. So you have nobody else for Becky Lynch to face. Now, my booking wise, I'm a Rhea Ripley fan. Okay, I feel bad that she's been stuck in this dang tag team crap the last year and a half. But Becky Lynch has had the belt since SummerSlam. In my opinion, she's like, oh, I'm doing the best work of my life. You're not doing the best work to me. Bianca's been up and down this whole year, okay? So after she beat Sasha Banks, it's pretty, in my opinion, I didn't like her title reign because, again, you're feeding her people. They're like, okay, how many more times can you face Doudrop? How many more times can you face Shayna Baszler? Who else you're facing? Like, again, that's the problem with WWE on its own, too. You have no credible women. Besides what? Becky, Bianca, Sasha, Charlotte, Bayley. Who are your other credible women that you have on the roster? You know what I'm saying? So, if you give the belt back to Bianca, who is she facing? Liv Morgan's a babyface. Rhea's a babyface. Becky's your only heel. I guess Shayna Baszler's on Raw. I don't even know what brand she's on, guys. I'm sorry. I really don't know what brand she's on. So, anyways, you don't have that many credible heels. Besides Becky Lynch, let's go to Becky Lynch, Shayna Baszler. Who else is on Monday Night Raw as a credible heel? Alexa Bliss is a babyface, but she's not on TV no more. So, you're kind of in a 50-50. Like, you go this way, there's really only got two more contenders. You go that way, who's other heels? This is the problem, which again, as I agree with JD a lot of times too, you need to merge the dang divisions. Merge the divisions, you can keep both. In my opinion, you can merge the divisions but keep both belts. You can have Sasha on Raw, you can have Becky on SmackDown, but you can mix all the women's together. Mix them together. For example, what I would have done, you could have Becky, Bianca, Rhea, triple threat match if you want to. That's Becky, Bianca, Rhea in a triple threat match. That would be good. Or if you want to, Becky, Bianca, Sasha Banks a triple threat match. That would be good too. But they need to merge these women's together. You can keep both belts, so just merge them both together. So, I say Bianca has to win. Because if she loses, she looks like, whoa, you can't beat Becky Lynch. She lost to her in, 10 or 15 seconds at WrestleMania. Then you can't beat her in a full match. So, I think Bianca should win. Because she needs to win to get some type of credibility back. Becky's Becky. She can lose. She can take an L. She's still Becky. So, I'm going to go with Bianca wins. After that, whatever you do, I don't know, guys. Because there's not that many women. Unless you're going to bring up an Io Shirai or a what's the girl's name? Kaylee Ray? Unless you're going to bring somebody up like that. Oh yeah, Asuka's a comeback too. But Asuka, might as well turn Asuka heel. How about that? Bianca versus a heel Asuka. That would be her first feud, in my opinion. So we'll keep WrestleMania going. Bianca beats Becky Lynch. Gets a little moment. Is what it is. After that, let's go ahead and throw the Miz and Logan Paul versus Mysterios. Now, this is the second time Logan Paul has been back-to-back WrestleManias. Now, do I think this dude wants to become a full-time performer? No. Do I think he wants to be a part-time performer? I think, in my opinion, I think Logan's actually got a liking to it. I think the Miz and Logan Paul do win because, again, I think Logan Paul wants to come back and do some other stuff. So, do we get the heel turn from Dominic? No. I think we get the heel turn from Rey Mysterio. I think the Miz and Logan Paul are going to win, but I think Rey's going to turn on Dominic. I mean, if Dominic turns heel on his dad, is that going to do it for me? No. I think if you turn Rey heel on Dominic, maybe that would be a good working. But either or, whatever happens, I think the Miz and Logan Paul are going to win. So, that is what it is, people. So we got that out the way. I think we only got left 3 matches. Then we got Drew and Happy Corbin left. Then we got Charlotte left. Yeah, we got a couple matches. We got really 2 matches left. Holy Jesus. Yeah, we got 2 matches left. So before we get to the main event. All right, so let's go ahead and throw Charlotte and Ronda next. Because we're going to do the Drew McIntyre thing in the middle. Charlotte Flair versus Ronda Rousey, people. So Ronda came back at the Rumble after taking, I think, was a year off, something like that. Yeah, I think it was a year or 2. 2 years. I think was it 2 years, guys? It was a year. Yeah, I think it was 2 years off. No, hold on. No, was it WrestleMania New York? No, it was a year. A year off. Anyways, a year and a half, whatever, 2 years. Whatever. Anyways, Ronda came back in the Rumble. Ronda won the Rumble. Why? Because there was no other people to win. I mean, we all wanted Sasha Banks to win the Rumble, but that didn't happen, people. So Ronda came back and won the Rumble. Now, after she won the Rumble, we're like, yo, let's throw Bianca, let's throw Ronda and Becky Lynch. It's the match we want to see. They didn't do that. Why? Because they want to do this Bianca Belair storyline. Because again, let's put it this way: if you'd have put Ronda Rousey versus Becky Lynch, who does Charlotte face at WrestleMania? Which was supposed to be Sasha Banks, but Ronda came back. Let's X out Sasha Banks and put Ronda versus Charlotte. It's the main event of WrestleMania Night 1. We have a main event, Vince. We have a main event. Charlotte Flair versus Ronda Rousey. That's a good main event. Let's go ahead and do that. So, a couple weeks go by with the booking, the storyline. Charlotte Flair attacks Ronda in the parking lot, does her little stuff there. Beats her up again, and in her hometown of Charlotte. Charlotte puts Ronda through a table. Oh, Vince is like, yeah, this is getting good. This is getting good. Then Vince goes and sees the backlash on Twitter. It's like, bro, in my opinion, I think they're going to have a good match, in my opinion, but it just doesn't scream main event. Why? As my man JD says, Ronda Rousey. No, I mean, again, Ronda works better as a heel. Her promos as a babyface are not good. In my opinion, they're not good. This is why you need... Paul Heyman should have been her manager, advocate. But Paul Heyman's the tribal chief. You can't do that. But Ronda needs a mouthpiece. If she's going to be a babyface, she does need a mouthpiece, in my opinion. She needs a mouthpiece. Whoever that could be, I don't know. But in my opinion, if you're going to keep her as a babyface, she needs a mouthpiece. Ronda as a heel works so much better. So you have the two dynamics where Charlotte Flair, in some people's eyes, is boring. Then you got Ronda as a babyface, which is even more boring. You put them together, you get no. But in my opinion, guys, I think they're gonna have a good match. It's gonna be, I think it'll probably be a 3.5 star match, which is not terrible, but definitely not a main event match worthy of 3.5 stars. No way. SmackDown wants Ronda, so she's going to beat Charlotte Flair. And Charlotte can take a couple weeks off, take a month off, whatever she wants to do. She can come back at Money in Bank and win the Women's Money in Bank ladder match, which she's probably going to do anyways. But yeah, I think Ronda wins here. Ronda's first opponent, I don't know. I mean, let's see, Ronda versus the Shayna Baszler at Money in the Bank. I would like to see that. Two best friends. I think Ronda could bring out a good Shayna Baszler. So, Money in the Bank, Ronda versus Shayna Baszler. I wouldn't mind that, but Ronda's definitely winning, in my opinion. So, Drew McIntyre versus Happy Corbin, squash match. Drew McIntyre wins. Okay, let's get to the main event. Stone Cold and Kevin Owens goes down night 1. I think it's the right decision because, again, like I was telling you guys earlier, nothing is going to follow Stone Cold Steve Austin. Nothing on this card even on this night one, could even follow Stone Cold Steve Austin. And in my opinion, Kevin Owens has been doing his best work in a while. He pulled a John Cena, like how John Cena carried the Undertaker feud. Was it WrestleMania 34? Jeez, these numbers are just getting longer and longer, and like farther and farther. But Kevin Owens has done great. He carried this feud on his back like John Cena did with the Undertaker, even like Bray Wyatt did against the Undertaker. He carried this on his back. Now, what do I expect this to be? Kevin Owens and Stone Cold Steve Austin are going to have probably if you guys remember, when Stone Cold left the company because he didn't want to face Brock Lesnar in the King of Reign tournament and have a squash match, which on Monday Night Raw is what it is. I think it'll be like an Eric Bischoff type segment, in my opinion. That was like what? About 5 to 7? Was about 5 to 7 minutes of Stone Cold whooping Eric Bischoff's ass. Definitely Kevin Owens is not going to be beaten down like Eric Bischoff, but I think they will have a good little this shouldn't go past 9 or 10 minutes. Well, I mean, after Stone Cold makes his long-ass entrance and Kevin Owens makes his long-ass entrance, this shouldn't go past 10 minutes. So I think they'll get a little bit back and forth. Kevin will get some shots in here and there. But of course, we know what's going to happen. Stone Cold's going to stun Kevin Owens, drink a bunch of beer. You go home happy after night one. So, in my opinion, a decent little segment will be there. Alright, so let's go over this night one again. I got Ronda beating Charlotte Flair. Usos beating Rick Boogs and Nakamura. McIntyre beats Happy Corbin. Cody Rhodes beats Seth Rollins. Miz and Logan Paul beat the Mysterios. And then Bianca beating Becky Lynch. Oh, my bad. They also added the They also added Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston versus Sheamus and Rich Holland. Sheamus and Rich Holland. Actually, you know what? No, we'll go with Woods and Kofi Kingston. Vince is probably gonna feel sorry for Big E again. Shout out to Big E. This dude's taking this lot. This dude, Big E, bro. I don't know how he's being so upbeat about this. Dude broke his freaking neck and he's being so upbeat. But I think Vince will give, even though Sheamus and them should win, but I think Vince will still feel a little sympathetic towards Big E. So I think Woods and Kofi win. All right, so that's night one. Night two. Night two is more besides two matches. This is a bunch of bathroom break, in my opinion, on this card. No disrespect to you, Sasha. I love you, girl. But no disrespect. But this is Sunday's a two card show. This is a 2-card show. Oh boy. I don't even know what to kick off the show with. I think you have to. It's the only way you can do it. You got to kick this show off with the Raw Tag Team title, because I'm trying to see McAfee Theory. You got the women's tag match, bro. You got no choice. Let's kick this show off with RKO Bro versus the Street Profits and Alpha Academy. You give these guys about 15 to 16 minutes, they could have a really good match. I think the Street Profits win here. I mean, what have they done in a long time, bro? I mean, they lost to Alpha Academy a bunch of times. They lost to RKO Bro. They were on SmackDown, lost to the Usos. These guys have not won tag team titles in about, I don't know how long. Yeah, I think I'll go with the Street Profits, guys. I mean, do we get the heel turn from Randy Orton on here? I don't know. But I think Street Profits have to win. I mean, these guys ain't won jack. I don't know the last time they won a tag team title match. But yeah, I'm going to Street Profits. So after we have that, let's go ahead, because the crowd will be into it. They'll be amped. They're ready to go. Let's go ahead and go with Johnny Knoxville versus Sami Zayn in this no DQ match. I think it's going to be better than what people are thinking. Now, people think this is like a 1-star match. No, I think they can get to a 3-star. Now, this is a no DQ match. You're probably going to see all the jackasses people that Johnny Knoxville has bring out, try to attack Sami Zayn. But there's no way. There's no way Vince would have Johnny Knoxville beat Sami Zayn, would he? No, I think Sami has to win here. But I think they can have a 3-star match. So I'm going to go with Sami Zayn beating Johnny Knoxville. Alright. So after that no DQ match, the crowd's still in the show. They're still in the show. Let's go ahead and throw... you got to get rid of this match eventually anyways, because the crowd is already into the show. Let's go ahead and get a little bathroom break match here. Lashley versus Omas. Oh my god. Now, Vince is pushing Omas as the new Big Show or the new Braun Strowman. He's pushing him. He's like, I need a new big man. All right. Bobby Lashley's had a good last 2 years. Good last 2 years. Do you have Bobby Lashley lose to Omas? No. I would think Vince would want Lashley to win because you need somebody to challenge Roman Reigns down the line, right? I'd go with Bobby Lashley. Now, would Omas beat Lashley? Would I be surprised? Of course not. I would not. Maybe Vince still says, oh, let's bring up Lashley still hurt from the Elimination Chamber. I think you have to go with Lashley. It's like, I mean, you want another credible opponent for Roman Reigns because, again, you can pull off. Lashley's like, oh, I was injured. I never lost my title. You're going to need somebody to face Roman Reigns at Money in the Bank. I think that's the first pay-per-view, right? You need somebody. Is Money in the Bank the first pay-per-view after WrestleMania? Or am I tripping, guys? Comment down below. What's the first pay-per-view after WrestleMania? Is it Money in the Bank or is it WrestleMania Backlash? Let me know what the first pay-per-view is. But you're going to need somebody to face Roman Reigns down the line anyway. So I go with Lashley wins. So that's a little bathroom break match right there. We got 3 matches left. So after the bathroom break, you're going to want to build the crowd back up. Let's go with Edge and AJ. Edge and AJ. Now, they started off good. Edge, put it this way, Edge has been fantastic. This new heel Edge has been fantastic. But again, AJ's promo skills are decent, but they're not like, okay, I'm super hyped for this. You know what I'm saying? AJ has decent promo ability, but it's not like if this was Edge versus John Cena. This would be like, holy shit, this was Edge versus John Cena. You know what I'm saying? But again, let's see here. Edge lost last year at WrestleMania. He won the year before. AJ won last year at WrestleMania. He lost. Hold on. He won last year with Omas. He lost to Undertaker. I think did AJ beat? Who did AJ face? Oh, AJ did beat Shane McMahon at WrestleMania. So AJ's had a couple wins at WrestleMania. I think you have to go again. I'm thinking about Roman Reigns, so this is so in my head right now. I'm like, oh, this guy's gonna have a next challenger. But does Edge need to win? This is tricky. I'm gonna go with AJ. I think AJ has to win again because this is the problem with him cutting so many people. I'm like, who's gonna be another opponent for Roman Reigns down the line until you get to The Rock? So I think AJ has to win, but I wouldn't be shocked if Edge does win. I wouldn't be shocked, but I'm thinking about Roman Reigns down the line. Again, so if AJ wins, you have AJ, you have Lashley. That's 2 people right there that could be potential. And Drew McIntyre. That's 3 potential opponents. 3 baby faces. Now, I forgot to touch on this with Omas. Somebody told me, would MVP cost Bobby Lashley the match? And then MVP's Omas' new advocate or manager. I wouldn't be shocked if that happens though too. But I think you keep MVP with Bobby Lashley. So no. But I think AJ has to be Edge. Because again, you need somebody to face Roman Reigns down the line too. Edge can always come back with this new gimmick and be a fucking beast as he is. So I'm going to go with AJ to be Edge. So we got 2 matches left into the main event. Let's go ahead and throw Austin Theory and McAfee up next after AJ and Edge. This isn't, again, I think Shane McMahon's supposed to be at WrestleMania now. So would I be surprised if Shane costs Austin Theory this match? No. Would I be surprised if Shane comes out and helps Austin Theory to beat Pat McAfee? This is a tricky one here, but I think Austin Theory should win. Again, McAfee's he's an announcer, bro. He's good at what he does, he's an announcer. But you need to push new talent. So there's no way, in my opinion, where you have Austin Theory lose to an announcer. That looks bad on him. No, I'm thinking McAfee should lose Austin Theory. Again, McAfee didn't beat Adam Cole. No, he did not. So Austin Theory should beat Pat McAfee. I think this is probably the best celebrity, or not celebrity, or whatever you want to call it, best use of a celebrity. I think Austin Theory is going to beat Pat McAfee. So the match before the main event, let's go ahead and put the women up there next. It's probably going to be about 8. No longer than 8 minutes, probably. Bruce Pitcher's producing this, so it's going to be no longer than probably 8 minutes. So we got Queens Zelina Vega and Carmella versus Naomi and Sasha Banks versus Rhea, Liv Morgan and Natalya, and Shayna Baszler. Now, process of elimination. Natalya and Shayna Baszler are definitely not winning this match. Queen Zelina Vega and Carmella are definitely not keeping the belts. So you only have Naomi, Sasha Banks, Rhea, Liv Morgan. Now, after Rhonda does beat Charlotte Flair. Actually, that doesn't matter. To me, listen, this comes down to what are you going to do with Sasha Banks and Rhea Ripley going forward? And also Bayley, because Bayley's going to be coming back too. Who is going to win the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match? I think Bayley probably will win, because again, you can keep Bayley with the briefcase, she can do whatever she wants to do. This comes down to Sasha Banks and Rhea Ripley. What are you doing with these two women going forward? Again, Sasha main evented WrestleMania last year. Rhea won the women's title last year at WrestleMania. So, what are you doing with these two women? Now, Ronda needs an opponent. I think, again, you can put Shayna Baszler with Ronda the first pay-per-view. I have no problem with saying Shayna and Ronda have a good submission, grappling, whatever match you want to call it. That's fine with me. What do you do with Sasha? She's on SmackDown. Do you want to heel Sasha Banks to come back? I mean, to me, Sasha is a heel. To me, that's her best work, too. Is a heel, too. Rhea Ripley. Rhea's not been heel since she was in NXT UK. I think it's the last time she was a heel when she beat Toni Storm. Which I was like, dang, no, Toni didn't win. But Rhea's also great as a heel, too. I think Rhea's run as a babyface is getting it's been stale since she was with Nikki Ash. That was ridiculous in my head. So in my opinion, put the belts on Sasha Banks and Naomi. You could use... Actually, no, what? There's a problem here, too. So say if you did turn Rhea Ripley heel. Her and Liv Morgan in a feud. Liv Morgan, again, would have... I don't know when the last time she's won a match, bro. Like a singles match. So if you push Rhea as a heel and you do Rhea versus Liv Morgan's definitely not getting over. Because Rhea's definitely going to steamroll Liv Morgan. So if you turn... Let's say you turn Sasha Banks back to a heel. Her and Naomi feud, which I would not be mad seeing Naomi versus Sasha Banks feud. That'd be great. Again, then you can use Sasha Banks and versus Ronda at SummerSlam. Heel Sasha Banks versus babyface Ronda Rousey. I wouldn't be mad seeing that, but then again, to me, Ronda works better as a heel. This is one of the more tougher matches you can see for me to predict because I love Rhea, I love Sasha Banks, bro. It's just like I feel bad to have been used like this is like whatever. You know what? Freaking Rhea and Liv Morgan win because again, Liv has not won anything but she's been in matches with Becky Lynch, not gotten over because Vince doesn't want to put the belt on Liv Morgan. So again, I guess it's a token victory here. Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley win. Maybe you do turn Sasha Banks heel. I would not be mad to see Sasha Banks and Naomi. That would be a great little feud right there. So we'll go Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan. All right, guys, it's time for the only match that anybody cares about at WrestleMania. The Tribal Chief, the longest reigning Universal Champion. To me, the best champion going on in any company. Again, I love AEW, guys, but to me, let's be honest here. Roman Reigns is the best champion in any wrestling promotion right now. Him and Paul Heyman are freaking perfect together. They work perfect together. They're amazing together. And I think Roman's doing the best work of his career. Let's be honest here. We know the story here. We know. Again, I was waiting for him to use this line. It took him a week before. No, it took him. He used it on Monday Night Raw. It took them 5 days before WrestleMania to use this line. I was like, when are they going to use this damn line that Roman Reigns has never beat Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania? Simple. It's the same thing with The Rock did at Stone Cold. I've never beaten you at WrestleMania. I've done everything. I've done it all. I've never beaten you at WrestleMania. I was like, when is Roman Reigns going to use the damn line? That he's never beaten Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. I'm like, when is he going to use that line? So he used it on Monday Night Raw. That should have been the whole build to this match, too. I've never beaten you at WrestleMania. This is personal. It took them that long. But again, there's nothing else that you really could do because we know what the outcome of the match is going to be. Now, this being the main event. If there's no blood in this match, there's a problem. This should have been this could have been a Hell in a Cell match at WrestleMania. That's a great idea, right? This could have been a Hell in a Cell match at WrestleMania. Well, it actually does call. I mean, what they've been doing, this actually does call for it. See, this is the problem with Vince and these damn gimmick pay-per-views. You run it to the ground. This could have called for a Hell in a Cell, in my opinion. But we know the outcome, people. There's no way. There's no way, right, guys? There's no way Brock Lesnar beats Roman Reigns. This, even though the storyline could call for it, but again, no. There's no way. Roman Reigns will beat Brock Lesnar. As a matter of fact, does he choke him out? Does he pass out? Or does he pin him? Now, this would be one of the trickiest, funniest things could happen at WrestleMania. I was thinking about this last night. Say Brock Lesnar hit Roman Reigns with everything. Roman Reigns keeps kicking out. Same with Brock Lesnar. The Rock comes down and helps Roman Reigns beat Brock Lesnar. The Rock helps Roman Reigns beat Brock Lesnar. And that sets up Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns at SummerSlam. No, not Roman Reigns, but The Rock versus Brock Lesnar at a SummerSlam. Say The Rock is on... This is what I would do. Yeah, we can go ahead and go with that. Say The Rock is like on Roman Reigns' whole side the whole time, cheering up, saying, yeah, man, you are the true head of the table. The Rock wins the Royal Rumble. Roman Reigns is like, bro, you're definitely not going to... But again, they're going to have one belt. So actually... But again, they said they're going to have one belt for a time being, and then Raw would have its own belt eventually. That's what the rumors were. But again, you should only need one belt. There should not be two belts on Raw and SmackDown. If you're going to unify the freaking belts, there only need to be one champion. Roman Reigns can be on both shows. What's wrong with him being on both shows? Anyways, there's no wrong with him being on both shows. The Rock wins the Rumble. The Rock challenged Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. That's what they're probably going to do, Vince McMahon wise. But no, let's go with the realistic plan that probably is going to happen. Again, I think Brock takes the pinfall. I don't think Roman Reigns is going to... Brock... Actually, you know what? Maybe Brock could pass out. I think that... Either or. Guys, either way, Roman Reigns is winning this match. Now, does The Rock come out after the show, rock bottom Roman Reigns, says, I'm the tribal chief. I'm the real tribal chief. And does that start the build to next year's WrestleMania? I would want it to happen, but I really don't know if The Rock is going to... Maybe The Rock comes out on Monday Night Raw, but not at WrestleMania. I wouldn't be mad at that. You know why? Because, again, guys, let Roman Reigns have his moment. The Rock comes out on Monday Night Raw and confronts Roman Reigns. I would not be... Because, again, would you want Stone Cold and The Rock... to me, it doesn't matter to me, either way it happens, but I would not be mad at The Rock coming out on Monday Night Raw confronting Roman Reigns after WrestleMania. Because, again, if you're going to go have Roman Reigns win the belt, The Rock comes out, rocks bottoms him, and leaves. I want a face-to-face. I want a promo. I would not be mad at that, guys. I would not be mad at that. The Rock comes out on Monday Night Raw, then confronts Roman Reigns. Instead of closing out WrestleMania, The Rock comes out, rock bottoms him, then leaves. I wouldn't be mad at either way, whatever way it happens. But again, Roman's keeping the belt. Then this starts the problem here. Who's the first challenger? The reports are Drew McIntyre is going to be the next victim until next year's WrestleMania. Okay, so we could do Drew McIntyre. Then at SummerSlam, AJ versus Roman Reigns at SummerSlam. I would not be mad at that. And then the Royal Rumble, Roman Reigns versus Randy Orton at the Royal Rumble. I wouldn't be mad at that either. And then that gets to The Rock. I wouldn't be mad at that. Roman's big match opponents. First one's Drew McIntyre. SummerSlam's AJ Styles. Royal Rumble, Randy Orton. I wouldn't be mad at that. But overall, guys, let's be honest here. This is not WrestleMania. This is the thrown together Vince McMahon card here, which I'm like, bro, your booking is just... Oh, man, guys. Where are we missing the old times, bro? But there's so many things they could have done. So many things to get people more invested. Is what it is, guys. But you guys comment down below. Give me your thoughts on my predictions. Do you like the predictions? Give me your thoughts. Catch you guys back here. You'll get a review. You'll get a review for night 1 and night 2. I'll give you both my reviews. We'll post it here on the channel. Hopefully this is better than what it... Again, it has potential to be better than what we think it's going to be. I still think the best match on this whole weekend might be Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins. That'll probably still be the best. In my opinion, Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins would probably be the best match of the whole weekend, in my opinion. Now, Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar has potential. If there's no blood, there has to be blood in that match. But I think Cody and Seth will have the best match of the whole weekend. And Stone Cold, I think he'll have a good little segment. I think it'll be good. I think I heard he looks really good. He looks really in shape. So I think Stone Cold and Kevin Owens will have a good segment. And hopefully, please, Charlotte and Rhonda, please have a good match. I don't want no jokes with you two, man. Please have a good match. Hopefully we have a good weekend. I'm not touching NXT. Don't ask for no NXT predictions. That show is dead and gone. As for those predictions. But I'll catch you guys back here Saturday. If you like the video, you can comment down below. Social media pages are still down below. And I'll catch you guys back here Saturday for the review for night 1 of WrestleMania.